What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to Sharp Sports Media. And let's just get right into it. That's what you're here for. That's what I'm here for. Week 7 picks. We're starting on Thursday Night Football. The Jacksonville Jaguars going down south, take on the New Orleans Saints. Saints are 2-point favorites heading in this game. And according to 2 hours ago from Adam Schefter, Trevor Lawrence, he's playing. He is going to be in regardless of the contusion. So, with that being said, I do like the Jags taking this game outright. I think they're just a better team overall. I am not a big Saints guy. I'm just not a huge. I don't believe in them as much as some other people. I'm not huge on Derek Carr. I do like them still getting Alvin Kamara back for the past couple weeks. I think he's finally starting to get into football shape, as it could take. I know we got a lot of catches the first week, but it can take a little while just to get comfortable going through that week to week process when you're going in game day, meaningful games. It's different than practice. It's very hard to simulate. But I like the Jags. I think they're just getting better and better. Big blowout versus the Colts last week. And I really think they're going to start to take a stranglehold of that AFC South division. Give me the Jags to go on the road and get a big W in New Orleans. Then you got a dud of a game. You got the Oakland Raiders going up north and a little bit going east as well to play the Chicago Bears. No Justin Fields, it looks like. This is not going to be a great game. Vegas is 3-point favorites. And if both quarterbacks were healthy in this game, I probably would go Bears. I'm not lying to you. I think the Bears would win that game. But with the way the game is going to be played, I'm going to pick the Raiders. I'll take them with the 3-point spread as well. And that is for one person and one person only, and that's Max Crosby. He is a game wrecker. And putting a backup quarterback to face Max Crosby is going to be a nightmare, regardless of who it is. I just have to roll with how well he's been able to perform in big time moments, especially this year. He comes up when the Raiders need him the most. He is the one closing out games on this Raiders team, which is the very few defensive players can close out games like he has done in his career and this year. So because of that, I'm going to take the Raiders to win this game. Then we got the Browns taking on the Anthony Richardson-less Colts. Gardner Minshew did not look very good last week, and because of that, Cleveland is a 3-point favorite, and they're coming off the biggest upset of the year so far with a backup quarterback, P.J. Walker. They take down I think was the best team in the league. The San Francisco 49ers made Brock Purdy look below average quarterback. Did not Brock Purdy made Brock Purdy have his worst NFL start of his young career so far. So this one, Cleveland's only -3. I love this game for Cleveland. Even with if PJ Walker plays, I still like the -3. While this won't be a particularly high scoring game, probably, I still think that Browns defense is going to absolutely suffocate the Colts. And I think big players on the Browns, like Amari Cooper, are going to make big time plays in order to help the Browns score enough points to win this football game and cover the 3. Next 1 o'clock game, we got a divisional matchup with the Buffalo Bills going up to New England to play the Bill Belichick and is it a Bill Belichick team the way they've been playing? I don't know, but the Patriots, Buffalo is 8.5-point favorites, and the way these Patriots have been playing, how could you not go Buffalo? I know Buffalo's coming off a stingy performance against my New York Giants, but when Buffalo doesn't seem to have the greatest game, they seem to bounce back pretty efficiently and pretty effectively, and they're coming off one of those games. I know they had 2 games like that in a row because London, but I feel like that was more just the first half of London and going with the time change. So I think this week they come out for an explosion. I think Diggs has a touchdown. I think James Cooks has a touchdown. I think they put up at least 30 points. and I like them to cover the 8.5 as well against the Patriots. Then you got my New York Giants at home against the divisional rival Washington Commanders. Washington is 2.5 point favorites, but in this game, I'm taking the Giants. From what I saw from that defense last week, I gotta believe that they could do damage to this Washington offense, which is not on the same level as that Buffalo offense. The Giants linebackers have looked great. Thibodeau's could seem to get better and better every week. Dexter Lawrence has proven to be one of the best interior defensive linemen in football, maybe the best. Deontay Banks looks like a steal and looks like a cornerback lockdown cornerback one. And I think this offense can do just enough. I'm not saying it's going to put up a ton of points, but just enough for the Giants to come out on top in MetLife and get their second win of the season. So we're taking the G-Men at home versus the Commanders. And we got another divisional matchup with the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in NFC South showdown. Tampa Bay is 2.5 point favorites, and I am going to take the Buccaneers because I trust Baker Mayfield more than any quarterback, regardless if it's Desmond Ridder or anybody else, in that Falcons quarterback room. I think the defense for the Buccaneers is also better. The weapons are better. They don't have a Bijan, but they have Mike Evans. They have Chris Godwin. They have Rashad White's not too bad himself. I like the Buccaneers a lot, especially at home. I like them to win this game, and I like them to cover the 2.5 point spread as well. Then we have arguably one of the best matchups of the week. The Baltimore Ravens are hosting the Detroit Lions. That's right, the Detroit Lions in a big-time matchup. When's the last time you could say that besides this year? Baltimore 3-point favorites at home, and I'm actually going to go with the Ravens. Am I confident in this pick? Not 100%. This is not one of my picks that I'm super confident about, but I do like the Ravens. I think they're not going to use Gibbs as much as they should with Montgomery out. I think they're going to miss Montgomery. I think the Ravens continue to use that run. I think Mark Andrews has a pretty big day. I think they're going to have a hard time tackling Lamar. I think Lamar runs a bit more this game. And with the 3 points, I think it would probably end up being a push. Maybe the Ravens kick a late field goal to go ahead. But with that, I will take the 3 points and lay it for them to cover. So I like the Ravens here at home in a big time matchup versus the Jared Goff Detroit Lions. And, watch for those kneecaps, Baltimore, because Dan Campbell's coming for them. So now we start the 4 o'clock games, and we got the Los Angeles Rams taking on Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rams at home, 3-point favorites, and I like the Rams here to win and cover. I'm not huge on this Pittsburgh Steelers team, especially this offense. It's just not a great team. I'm not huge on Kenny Pickett. I understand they play a certain style and their defense is very tough, but I just don't trust this offense at all. I think it's going to be so hard guarding Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I think Cooper Kupp again continues to shine, continues to show why he is an elite wide receiver in that top tier of wide receivers. This Rams offense does enough, and the Steelers offense can't keep up. So I like the Rams at home to win and cover. Then we got a lot of divisional matchups this week. A lot. So it could be a lot of gritty football. We got the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals have opened up the window for Kyler Murray. He has started practicing. That is a huge sign for things to come for the Cardinals. But we're talking about Week 7 against the Seattle Seahawks in the 12th man at Seattle. Seattle 8-point favorites. I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover, but I like Seattle to win. Divisional matchups can be tough. It's hard to pick 2 touchdowns. I know the Cardinals aren't great, but they're a feisty team. They put up a battle, and in a divisional matchup, I'm going to take Seahawks to win this game. Just too much talent for them to lose this game, but I do think the Cardinals cover the 8-point spread. Then we move on. The Denver Broncos hosting the Green Bay Packers. This could be a big game just for Sean Payton's legacy. Does the Broncos continue to stumble? And can the Packers get back in the wild card race for Matt LaFleur without Aaron Rodgers? Matt LaFleur's legacy. So this is a big game for both these teams. Green Bay is a 1-point favorite on the road. This is a real pick'em game. This is a real pick'em game. It is a toss-up. This is not one I'd be betting. I think if Aaron Jones plays, I think that is a huge momentum swing for the Packers. I think he does play, especially coming off the rest of last week and the bye. I like the Packers to win. Without Aaron Jones, I'd probably go Denver. But with Aaron Jones, their best weapon, their best offensive player overall, I like the Packers to win this game. Then we got the last game of the 4 o'clock hour. We got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting another divisional matchup, another divisional rival in the Los Angeles Chargers. Kansas City 5.5-point favorites. I'm gonna take the Chiefs here. I'm gonna take them to cover, probably by a touchdown. Tough to take that. It's a tough point spread, whether you think field goal or touchdown. But the Chargers just find ways to lose these games, especially divisionals against the Chiefs. The meaningful games they seem to, against where they have a chance to do something and really prove that they could be a top team, they seem to take a step down. You saw that last week against the Cowboys. I picked the Chargers to win that game. They proved me wrong again by losing. So I'm going to take the Chiefs here at home, and I'll take them to cover. It's very hard for me to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Very rarely will I ever do that. Then we got, at prime time, we got probably the best matchup of the week. We have the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Miami Dolphins in Philly. Oh, it's going to be packed. You got a lot of action going on in Philly recently. Philly 2.5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Dolphins, though. The Eagles have not looked like this dominant team that has really just taken it to teams and looked like a top elite team like they did last year. And I think this Dolphins offense is too high powered. Got a lot of young studs now on this Eagles defensive line, with Jordan Davis, with Jalen Carter. I think this is the first game where they face a reality of playing an elite offense, and I like the Dolphins to come away with the victory here in Philadelphia. Big game for both teams. And then on Monday Night Football, we got the Minnesota Vikings hosting San Francisco 49ers. The line is the San Francisco -7, and I like the Niners to win and cover. Although I'd rather, if you can, make it 6.5, just so if they win by a touchdown, they cover. I recommend doing that. But the Niners, I think, are going to be a man on a mission, a team on a mission. Brock Purdy is going to be looking for some revenge, looking to reconcile his performance from last week. And I think the Niners come out with a bang. They come out fighting. They come out swinging. And unfortunately, the Vikings just happen to be the team on the other end. I think if the Niners play their A game, I don't think there are as many teams that can compete with them. The Vikings are not one of the teams that can compete with them when they are, and I think the Vikings are going to have to suffer that loss facing the Niners. Those are my picks for this week's NFL slate. Let me know your picks in the description. You can also tell me them on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Looking forward to this week's NFL action. I'm Josh Scharf. This has been Scharf Sports Media. I'll see you on the other side.